Hey friends, what's up? How are you? Welcome back to Extra Gents Scents. A number of you guys out there told me that I needed to get this one in and go ahead and review it, and so I did. I was actually planning on waiting for it to pop up at discounters and, scooping it up for a nice little discounted price, but every time it popped up at discounters, it sold out pretty fast. So I just bit the bullet, went ahead and ordered it. The fragrance is, of course, Tonka Cola, which you already knew because you read the title of the video. Surprise, Tonka Cola! So yeah, new Mancera release, new-ish Mancera release, and one of the ones that more of you out there are excited about. One of the ones that's actually getting people talking, and it makes sense because you make something based around a drink that so many people drink, then yeah, there's gonna be a little buzz. How close is it to smelling like actual cola? Well, in today's video, we will go over that. So let's go ahead and jump into it. We'll take a look at the presentation, talk about the fragrance, that whole deal. Guys, I will have this linked in the description below. There's a pretty good chance that when this video goes live, it's still not going to be at any discounters. So you may have to just order it from Harrods. I ordered my bottle off of eBay, so that's also an option. It's just not really out there in the US right now. Not super easy to find. And I want to remind you guys, if you shop at Maxaroma or twistedlily.com, use the code GENTS10 for 10% off your order. And if you shop at luckyscent.com, huge niche retailer, use the code GENTS2022 to save 10% off your order. That code is good until the end of this March, at which point there will be a new code, so keep on the lookout for that too. Let's check out that presentation, see how it looks. So I cheaped out. I got the 60 ml size bottle, 2 ounces, because I'm realistically not even gonna use that amount because of how much stuff I own. So here we have the front of the box. You have that typical Mancera look, name of the fragrance, name of the house, size and concentration. Eau de parfum is the concentration. Nothing up top or on the sides. On the back, you have your ingredient information and your barcode. And on the bottom, you've got your batch code. As always with Mancera fragrances, on the inside, you will have a little bag. So if you want to, you can put your fragrance in your little bag, cinch that up and take it to go. Let me know, guys, how many of you use the Mancera and Montal bags for your fragrances? Like, do you actually use these and put them in there and carry them around, or do they just stay in the box, or do you use them for other things? And here we have the bottle. It's pretty simple, just the name of the fragrance, name of the house right there on the front. These 60 ml size bottles, I don't know if I'm a huge fan. Basically, it looks like a Mancera bottle that went on a crash diet, and now it's very thin. This is the newer style of Mancera bottle, has that newer logo up on top of the cap, and the cap, magnetic, that's right. I really do prefer these ones over the old style. Some people prefer the old style of Mancera bottles where it had a screw cap, but I like this one. I think it's a little bit nicer, a little bit more premium. And then on the bottom, you are going to have your badge code and a little information etched into the glass. Badge code 22K319A. Let's share a couple sprays so you can check out the atomizer. It's very good. It's Mancera's pressurized style of atomizer. Again, I like this newer presentation more. So here we go. Ooh, yeah. You're giving me a pressurized atomizer, a magnetic cap. I'm never gonna complain about that. So Tonka Cola, how does this smell? Is it worth a little bit of hype? Is it worth the price? For my bottle, I paid, I believe it was $109. At Harrods, the 120 ml size bottle is $180. So in this circumstance, there's a pretty good gap between the sizes. Sometimes you'll see the pricing difference between the smaller size and the larger size be only like $20, $25. But here, as of when I'm filming, a pretty good gap between those two sizes as far as pricing goes. So Tonka Cola, when you spray this on, it is sweet. And now you would expect that. Cola obviously is sweet, Tonka is sweet. When you look at the note breakdown, it's got cherry in there off the top. So you expect sweetness, and yes, you get sweetness. The cherry and lemon specifically are strong in the opening. They very much make themselves known. Does it smell a little bit synthetic, the way the sweetness comes across? Yeah, Yeah, it does. It's not like a hyper natural cherry and lemon combo, but it does smell very appealing, at least for me personally. And I don't mind most sweet fragrances, but if you have an aversion to scents that do lean very much over onto the sweeter side of things, you may not like it quite so much. You've also got a little bit of spice there in the opening. You've got a touch of cinnamon. You've got a little bit of nutmeg. And this fragrance has been compared to Creation E or Enigma, depending on where you live, by Raja Parfum. And I can see where people draw that comparison because it does have this kind of sparkly, obviously cola type vibe when you first spray it on, like a cherry cola initially with a lot of lemon. So lemon cherry cola. But it doesn't have as much of that warm spiciness to it. As I said, there's cinnamon, there's nutmeg, but they are noticeably lower down than that lemon and that cherry and the cola kind of vibe. So while it does have this effervescent opening, this carbonated cola sweetness, it's not as spicy or warm as Creation E / Enigma. So similarities between the two, yes. The same, no. As it dries down, that cola sticks around for quite a while. That fizziness, that fades as it heads through the mid, but the cola note, the cola accord, that sticks around. You get the faintest hint of like a woody-ish patchouli in the background of the fragrance as it dries. And then into the dry down, you get vanilla, you get tonka, a good amount of tonka, benzoin, labdanum. So this kind of ambery warmth mixing together with that sweetness. And the tonka, some people may find it being a little bit more of a standard fragrance as you hit the dry down because there is such a good dose of tonka in there, and tonka is so widely used across men's fragrances. Of course, tonka is used so often because people frankly love this stuff. It's got a little almond-like sweetness to it. It's got a nice smoothness. Again, mixing together with the ambery notes and the vanilla, it's very warm. And it has just remnants of that kind of sparkle from the cola. Again, not as much fizziness, but it does have a nice little pop to it. It still has a little life to it. It reminds me at different times of different fragrances. So a little bit Creation-y, like I said, but not as mature, not as much body to it. It has that cherry kind of sweetness, that very in your face, right at the forefront of the fragrance kind of cherry sweetness like you'll find in L'Eau Medial Eau de Parfum. So it's got like little bits from that. And actually, as it heads through the mid into the dry down where you have like sweet notes mixing together with other sweet notes, it reminds me a little bit of what they did with Angel Share. Now, don't take that as me saying that Tonka Cola smells like Angel Share, that it smells the same as Angel Share. That's not what I'm saying. But if you like that one, you will probably like this one. Now, what about performance? Because Mancera is known for performance. So is Montal, sister companies, of course. Everybody goes into Mancera and Montal releases thinking this is going to be a monster. Well, Tonka Cola does perform well, but I would think when you put it up against all the other Manceras, it's like an average performer for the brand. So for me, it's not like a monster. It doesn't last 14 hours or anything, but off my skin, it performs well. So it lasts a good amount of time. It projects decently well. Overall, it's an above average performer. It's just when you compare it to some of the other monsters that Mancera has, it's more average, like I said, for a Mancera. But for your typical user, they're not going to be disappointed. They're going to get a lot of performance from it. It lasts forever off of clothing, projects well. Now, as far as seasons, this is going to be more of a fall and wintertime fragrance, more of a cool weather scent. I could pull it off during early spring. Once it starts to heat up a lot, I think I'd go for something else. They don't have a huge array of summertime hits. It's usually more spring, fall, winter. In terms of daytime or nighttime use, it's going to lean a little more toward nighttime use. But like I always say, who cares? Just wear it whenever you want. So all this is fine and dandy. It's all great. But overall, Tonka Cola, worth it? Obviously, it's going to depend on your personal taste. For me, I actually really like it. I like it a lot. It's a different type of Mancera. Because is there any other Mancera that smells like this? No. And they need more of that. So for me, Tonka Cola, big thumbs up. Easy. I'm telling you, when you can pick this thing up for like $80, be on the lookout for it. Don't go crazy. Don't spend too much money on it, but keep your eyes open for it. When it hits discounters, that's when I would get it. All right, that'll do it for me. Thank you for hanging with me here today. Thanks for staying till the end. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you again another day with another video.